For the fourth day in a row, authorities have shut down a portion of I-10 near the New Mexico border because of blowing dust.
DPS troopers put the closure in place around noon until about an hour ago. Eastbound drivers were being detoured off the interstate east of Wilcox, adding about 50 miles of detour. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Stella Inger.
And I'm Guy Atchley. Standing by, 9 on your side's Ricky Mitchell live on the interstate at the source of the blowing dust.
Yeah, that's right, Guy. You can see traffic moving through once again here on this portion of the interstate, but DPS does still have troopers in place just in case the dust kicks back up. They are ready to once again implement a closure here, but right now we're not seeing too much activity. This is the farm actually that's causing all of these issues. It's about 600 acres located just south of the interstate near San Simon. Now, I just got off the phone with the Arizona Department of Environmental Quality. She says this is a new farmer, new to the area, who was unfamiliar with Arizona soils, and that's what's causing all of these issues. And this is the 7th time in the last 6 weeks that dust from this farm has had to close the interstate. Powerful dust storms moved across Interstate 10 today, causing a 60-mile stretch of the highway to shut down once again, all because of a single farm.
And there's a lot of loose soil on it. So anytime we're getting sustained winds, 13 to 15 miles an hour, it's picking all that topsoil up and it's just carrying it right across the interstate.
Authorities say the man who owns this 600-acre property has plans to put an orchard here. Until then, the Arizona Department of Environmental Quality has been working with the owner to solve the dust issue. That includes laying down something called a tackifier this week that will work as a glue to keep the top layer of soil down. Water trucks have also been driving continuously across the land, spraying the dust down. But so far, it's done little to help the strong dust storms from picking up. At the end of April, the dust from this same farm caused several serious accidents, one involving a DPS trooper. Since then, DPS has decided to shut down the interstate instead and route traffic through Safford.
We don't make this decision lightly to close the interstate. We know that it inconveniences a lot of people, but we've seen what can happen when people do drive into these dust storms. We've seen the severe damage to vehicles, injuries. Luckily, we haven't had any death as a result yet, and we don't plan to. That's why we're closing the interstate down.
Now, again, I spoke with that Arizona Department of Environmental Quality spokeswoman who tells me that this issue coming from this farm is unacceptable, and they actually finalized a consent order, that is, yesterday with the owner to kind of take care of some of these issues. But she tells me that the owner has been slow to comply with that order. So she said the next step, and they haven't implemented this yet, but the next step would be to enforce penalties up to $10,000 a day if this issue continues. Now, I did try to reach out to the owner. I called a phone number listed for him. A woman who answered the phone says they have no comment at this time. DPS, though, does say that drivers going through this area can expect this week that if the winds get up to 15 miles per hour or higher, this same closure will be in effect. So just make sure you check either our website or check the local weather reports before you head out the door. Reporting live near San Simon, I'm Ricky Mitchell, KGUN-9 on your side.